Alright, hang on just a second if you're watching this. Okay, interesting. Alright. Appears that I am live. It looks different. Okay. Alright, so I pulled out my kombucha and did a little taste test with a little pipette that they gave me, and it tastes actually really good. For it being unflavored with any fruit or anything like that, it's actually quite tasty. It's very, very slightly tart, mostly just like lightly sweet. So I would say it's done. So it's been 8 days, and I'm ready to do the last couple steps and get it going for secondary fermentation. So on the top there was like a film, and that's basically the new SCOBY that grew on the top. I actually did remove it, it is right here, so right there. Kind of weird looking. So they recommended that, okay, here we go. Step 13 is where we left off last week. By 8 to 10, day 8 to 10, you will see that a new cream-colored layer has grown on the top of the new brew. Yep, that's what I just showed you. So you pull it out, and then you take a little taste test. So that's what I did. So step 14 is the last step on this card, and then I have to go over to the enclosed booklet that they gave me. Taste every few days until your ideal kombucha flavor is reached. Too tart? I actually tried it yesterday. It had much more of a sweet tart taste, actually, like really sweet tart. And I was like, I'm not sure really that's what I'm looking for. It said, simply sweeten during bottling and brew for fewer days the next time. Too sweet, which I thought it was. Put the cloth back on and let brew a few more days. So I was like, okay, well, today's supposed to be day 8 anyways, let's see how it is. I thought with the warm weather last week that it might have actually brewed a little bit faster, but no, it was definitely the 8 days. Once it's to your liking, use your pH test strips to verify it's between 2.5 and 3.5, the ideal pH range for finished kombucha. Let me go get those. The only thing I didn't grab. Sorry, I thought I was prepared. Okay, so that was this thing. Okay. Got it. Okay, so there's the color thing. And this is what I'm supposed to handle. Okay. So it's supposed to be between 2.5 and 3.5. And it looks like it's about 3.5. Borderline 3.5 to 4. Okay. But yeah, it's closer to 3.5, so I guess we're good. Cool. Alright. And that's it for here. So, technically I can bottle it and start drinking it now. It is good to go for that. But I want to flavor it with juice. So, we're going to go on to this booklet that they enclosed on how to do, like what to do after. You know, whether you're going to start another batch, or like some different recipes, or how to do secondary brewing. So that's what we're going to do, the second ferment. Okay, so finish the initial one with clean hands, reach into the brew jar and remove all cultures. Replace them in a small glass container of any kind. Okay. We're going to use this. And I'm going to wash my hands because I was just handling things like phone and ingredients. So let me do that. Okay, so I'm literally going to be picking this up and putting it in. It's going to look really strange. Okay, ooh, that feels weird. Okay, here's the SCOBY. In you go. It feels funny. A little slimy, but they say it's supposed to feel like that. Okay. Okay. Pour off 1 to 2 cups of your freshly made kombucha into the glass container housing your cultures. This will be your starter liquid for the next batch. Alright, 1 to 2 cups. I'm going to use that kind of cup. You know what? Actually, where the camera is, I gotta get in there. 1 moment. That's what I need. Okay. So I gotta pour off 1 to 2 cups. And actually it also says like how much. So 1 cup if you're gonna brew again right away, which I'm not. I'm gonna wait a little bit just to see how this batch finishes out. Pour off 2 cups if you plan for your cultures to sit for a few weeks before brewing again. So that's what I'm gonna do. So basically then this will be the starter for my next batch. My wet erase marker is coming off. Okay, actually it's a little bit much, so I'm going to pour a little bit back in. Okay, that's good. And I think that's actually supposed to rest in it, but I'll do that later. Okay, cover the glass container with the cotton cloth provided in the kit and seal with the rubber band. So that's this. So that will be stored like in something that is like alright. With the remaining kombucha in your brew jar, you can choose to enjoy it plain or continue to a second fermentation to add further flavor and carbonation. That's what we're going to do. And that's like 5 steps, so that's it. That's all I'm going to be doing here. Alrighty, so ready for second fermentation. Alright, you can also use recycled store-bought kombucha bottles and mason jars, but they won't create as much carbonation. I'm basically going to be using jars like this, which I cleaned with hot water and vinegar. You're not supposed to use anything antibacterial. So I have a bunch of these all set. Using a 16-ounce glass bottle and 2 to 3 tablespoons of your favorite fruits, veggies, juices, and herbs to each bottle. So that's what we're going to do first. I have pineapple juice and I have grape juice. So we're going to start with grape juice, since that's kind of what prompted me to do this to begin with. So they say 2 to 3 tablespoons per 16-ounce bottle, and that's what that is. So that's what we're going to do. I got a funnel here to make it easier. 1, 2, we'll do 3. Okay. So I'm just going to do 1 bottle for the purpose of the video here. And, sorry, I just realized that was blocking it. So I just put that in there. And then I'll actually get to doing all the rest of them later on. Okay, pour the kombucha into the bottle using the funnel, leaving about 1 to 2 inches of space at the top because it's going to get carbonated. So, put that off to the side. Hopefully I can kind of see what's going on there. Okay. Whoa, comes out fast. Maybe making a little bit of a mess, it looks like. Maybe a bigger funnel would be helpful. I might have one downstairs. Spilling. That is kind of hard to pour out, so I'd have to figure that out. Okay, that seems to be about enough. Alright, let's mop this up. And it's possible, it's just that the counter is really tall for me. I do run into this issue a lot. Okay. Alright, so that's about how much I'm supposed to fill it. Seal the bottles and store in a warm, dark place for 2 to 4 days. That's it, 2 to 4 days. After 2 to 4 days, move the bottles into the refrigerator. So, the purpose of this then is to seal it up. It's going to continue fermenting because of the sugar, and the juice that I just added. So, we seal this up, it's going to continue fermenting, and it's going to create the carbonation in there, so that if I want like a fizzy kombucha, which is what these were to begin with, it'll do that over the course of that 2 to 4 days. And then, after the 2 to 4 days, you can do a couple different things from what I was reading. You can actually let some of the carbonation out, kind of similar to degassing wine, and you can actually drink it still, even with the new flavors in there. I'm probably going to keep it fizzy just because, well, I like it both ways, but I do like the fizzy. So, but either way, moving it into the refrigerator then, it stops the fermentation process. Now, if you fail to do so, there is actually a chance it will blow up your bottles and shatter them. So you have to remember to cool them off so that you can stop that gas from building up in there, and increasing the pressure. So yeah, you put it back in there, and it stops the fermentation, and then I guess it's ready to drink at that point, and it doesn't say anything more about waiting. So that's it. That's it for secondary fermentation. It's only a few days. So I'm going to get to putting together the rest of this, and maybe what I'll do is in a few days I'll do a quick taste test live video, but like super easy, right? Alright, so, yep, I guess I'll talk to you again soon in a few days. Have a good rest of your day today.